Two umpires, two Australians, Rod Tucker and Daryl Harper, lead the Bangladesh team out, and here come Andrew Strauss and a new opening partner for, well, the umpteenth time since the last World Cup. I think England have had 22 opening partners now, and the latest is Matt Pryor.
Today's match referee, Jeff Crow. Field umpires are Daryl Harper and Rod Tucker. TV umpire, Alim Dar, and reserve umpire, Enamul Hamani. The official scorers are Hasanur Rahman Malik Rani and Shakib Al Hasan.
So Andrew Strauss and his new opening partner, in the absence of Kevin Pietersen, head out to the middle. A dry and flat-looking surface. Shakib Al Hasan, the Bangladesh captain, winning the toss and deciding to bowl first here today in a match that Bangladesh must win. If they don't win this game, they're out of the tournament. They've only won one game so far, and that against Ireland, and if truth be told, they haven't looked like really winning many more. They got absolutely trounced by the West Indies the last time we saw them, a match that lasted, what, barely 30 overs. But that was in Dhaka. This is Chittagong, and there's great excitement here as the World Cup comes to this part of the world for the first time. All roads into the stadium were absolutely chocker.
Or blocked off. It was quite difficult getting in. But once you get here, some atmosphere, and I think that's why the crowd at the moment is not as full as you'd expect. I think people are still getting in. A very interesting experience when we left the ground at Dhaka after Bangladesh had beaten Ireland. There was 30,000 in the ground. There was about 200,000 outside the ground. It was an interesting car journey I had with Mr. David Lloyd coming back. Sat in the back of our car. Very interesting. Took an hour and 20 minutes to do about 3 Ks.
Might be a repeat performance tonight as well. Matt Pryor, who's been given the nod at the top of the order. I suppose England might have gone with Ian Bell or Jonathan Trott. Ravi Bopara was an outside candidate. I heard Graham Swan's name mentioned, but Matt Pryor it is. Shakib Al Islam then has the new ball in his hand, and he starts with a wide.
Shakib Al Islam bowled very, very well in that game against Ireland. But best bowling figures by a Bangladeshi in World Cup cricket. 4 for 21. But amazingly, missed out on the Man of the Match award. Tamim got it for 40.
The batsman's game, always has been.
I think that they were under pressure to name the Man of the Match about 5 overs before the end. Andrew Strauss off the mark with a single. Yeah, so a little bit of pressure there from governing bodies. We want to know 5 overs before the end. And of course, Shakib Al Islam then produced that bowling spell that wrapped up the game. He was disappointed.
Well, Ireland were disappointed in retrospect, the way that they played since. That was a game they felt that they should have won. Matt Pryor, up and down the order. He was brought back in place of Stephen Davies at the top of the order initially in the one-day series in Australia, and that didn't go too well, so found himself moved down the order. And now with Kevin Pietersen back home, about to undergo a hernia operation, he finds himself back at the top of the order. How will he play? How aggressive will he be? How aggressive will he be allowed to be? Good delivery. There's just a little bit of movement there for Sheffield.
Just a hint, a little bit of swing there, just kept on going. Shot on the move, wasn't it? Walking into it.
Yeah, it was a good ball though. It moved a little, and it was that kind of in-between length. I don't think Pryor was sure what to do. That's why he was stuck on the crease. Bangladesh will look to bowl tight at Pryor and not give him too much width outside the off stump. It's a beautiful delivery again.
Bounce and carry.
A rather puzzled expression from Pryor looking at the surface, but
well, I thought the new ball might go through. It might be a little too pace, but there is grass on this, live grass on this surface, so shall see. But that was a great delivery, too good.
It's the one change for Bangladesh today. Mahmudullah coming back into the team for Mohammad Ashraful. Call that a misfield. It was a good attempt, but it's allowed Matt Pryor to get up to the non-striker's end and get off the mark. Shakib Al Hasan is the fieldsman at backward point.
Yeah, that's a great effort.
A few days of relaxation for the Bangladesh team after that stuffing by the West Indies. The danger is always that you can almost practice too hard on the back of a performance like that, but they've had a little bit of R&R. 4 comes from the first over, 4 for none.
England 4 from the first over. Little bit of movement with the new ball. We shall see in a minute, but that's the England lineup. Pryor moved up, Trott, Bell, Morgan in for Peterson, no surprise there. Bapara, Collingwood in for Yardy, Bresnan, Swan, Shazad and Anderson.
What do you make of those changes, Beefy, in particular the move to put Pryor up to the top of the order? Is that one you agree with?
Well, I think we can have an arm. We have been since Australia about that. Personally, I would have put Bell up. Bell or Trott, I don't mind which. I think Matt Pryor's a better finisher than he is a man that sets up a big innings. He'll probably, hopefully, go and prove me wrong. But, and that's not a slight on him. It's a tough job batting down late middle order. Shakib Al Hasan is the man that's going to share the new ball. But yeah, a little
Collingwood for Yardy?
Yeah, that did surprise me, but I think the reason for that is that they feel against spin, this side in particular, Bangladesh, is stronger than they are against seam. They're very reluctant to leave Collingwood out. Whenever they get a chance, they'll get him back in England.
Shakib Al Hasan shares the new ball with Sheffield. th time captain in England in one-day internationals for Andrew Strauss today. That's more than anybody else. Equals Michael Vaughan. Not much bounce there, but I fancy this would have pitched outside leg stump in any case.
It bounced enough to take the wind out of the England captain. It's pitched way outside leggers. Yeah. He would say that it didn't bounce enough, or it bounced too much. Strauss?
Well, it didn't bounce as much as Strauss expected. Let's put it like that. To Andrew Strauss, and he will get it. The boundaries, well, particularly the square boundary, as Strauss is batting at the pavilion end, the square boundary to his leg side is quite a distance out there.
Probably the biggest boundary on the field, that one. When you stand out there in the middle, it does look a big boundary that side. The other side doesn't, although dimensions show you that it is shorter to the left of our picture there.
must be pitching outside again. It's the length that's the key. Once you see it that short from a right-arm bowler to a left-hander, you'd worry about whether it's pitched within the tram lines, and if it did, you'd think it would go on to miss off stump.
Well, I can't believe they're considering reviewing this. This would be the biggest waste of a review I've seen for a long time. It's got to have pitched. Well, that's a total waste of a review. It's going to pitch about 2 feet outside leg. Ridiculous.
Kind of begs a question, this, about the cricketing common sense out there of either the captain, the wicket-keeper or the bowler. Straight away up here, we'd say on that length it's going to either pitch outside, or if it does pitch in line, then it must be missing off stump. Why the Bangladesh cricketers can't see that immediately, I'm not sure.
Totally beyond me. Well, the crowd, again, educated in the fact, doesn't matter where it hits him, it's no difference at all. I don't know why we're even looking at that. Just look where it pitched and let's move on. There you go, outside.
Well, there's all the evidence that the third umpire needs. It's pitched a long way outside the leg stump and therefore cannot be given, or should not be given out, LBW. Waste of a review, this, from Bangladesh.
Wasn't much going for that, really. It pitched about 1.5 foot outside the leg. It would probably have gone over the top. Oh, well.
Well, if it's the captain's decision, ultimately it was a bad decision. And they're precious, the reviews, and you don't want to waste them. The review apart, though, it's been a decent start from the Bangladesh seamers.
Yeah, and it's usually, if they have a weak part in the bowling, it's usually seam up rather than spin. It's the weaker one, but these two have done well. Google now coming in, and Sheffield at the other end, well, he's proved his worth previous games.
Good first over from Shakib Al Hasan, 2 from it.
It's time for Reliance to Wi-Fi.
With the exception of the review, it was a good over. 6 without loss, just 2 from that first over. Rubel.
So turn on your Bluetooth and get all those exciting features in your mobile.
Matt Pryor. Just could do with a score, I think, Matt Pryor. If he's going to open for the rest of the tournament, an early score at the top of the order would do him the world of good, because it's not somewhere that he's flourished yet in one-day cricket. He's been given plenty of opportunity, and that goes for before the one-day series in Australia. But he's just not quite nailed it.
I don't think it comes naturally to him. I think he struggles a bit with it. I think he gets torn between playing the way he would play, and he's an aggressive batsman when he comes in down the order, and he's never quite, at the moment I feel with the new ball, he's not quite sure whether he should be going at it or defending it and looking to nurdle it. To me, he's a more natural finisher than setter up.
No question marks about Andrew Strauss, though. He's been in wonderful form in this World Cup. So far, Bangladesh have bowled both a decent line and a decent length to him, giving him nothing to cut.
Because the cut and pull, isn't it, he thrives on with the new ball. Very good exponent of both.
That single takes Andrew Strauss past Tilakaratne Dilshan, who played so well the other evening. 285 runs, the leading run scorer in the tournament so far.
Some quite good players there, isn't there? Dilshan, maybe De Villiers. might as well attack. Bill's in, a little bit of width, he goes immediately after it, in the air but safe, and hit as used well enough to race away. A little bit of a way shape, but the width allows him to free up his arms.
Got the 2 slips in place, which I suppose is fair enough with the new ball, but they could think about having a catcher either at gully or just about where Pryor hit that ball in the air as well. That's a better line, and I think a straighter line to Pryor would be more effective. That's where Australia bowled pretty well to him in the winter. The first few Ashes Test matches, particularly Peter Siddle, who bowled straight, tried to bring the ball back into Pryor.
Adjustment. Matt Pryor, 1 ball to go in this over. Good over for England, 6 from it.
One day here, but there's a nice cooling breeze as well. We're quite close to the coast, so you often get a breeze at this ground. Well, the last 3 deliveries have been excellent. 12 for none. That this is Andrew Strauss's 60th game in charge of England in one-day internationals today, and that puts him level with Michael Vaughan, who also captained 60.
Captain with a word with his opening bowler. Words of encouragement. Continue in the same vein. Started well. Strauss yet to hit a boundary.
Well, it's been a pretty decent start by the Bangladesh seamers. There's always a slight question mark about what you'll get from them. But so far they've started well. There's a couple of beauties from Sheffield to start with to Matt Pryor, who's looking at to take the outside edge. That was a wasted review to Andrew Strauss, the second of those. But that apart, the seamers have been on target for the most part. Regardless of the fact that Kevin Pietersen has not had a particularly productive couple of years by his standards, I think opposition teams will be very happy not to see him in the team. I think if you're a seam bowler and said who would you prefer to be bowling at, Pryor or a Bell or Trott or Pietersen, I think they'd all like to see Pietersen back at home rather than in the 11.
Yeah, the problem with Kevin Peterson, and 27 matches without 100 now, batting at the top or three. It's a long run for him, and it's something he'd be worried about.
I wonder if he had been playing, whether Shakib would have opened with a left-arm spinner. I'm sure that started to play on his mind a bit now.
Well, will do, won't it? It is mind games, a lot of professional sport, but the fact that he hasn't got hundreds full stop will be playing on his mind. Very proud of his performances, and over the last year or two he's struggled in one-day cricket. Why? I'm not sure. Any ideas?
Well, I think generally the time on the road takes its toll. Injuries have obviously taken their toll a bit as well. He played with that Achilles injury for a while. He's been playing with a hernia. That, a combination of time on the road, a lack of drive and desire compared to, say, 6 years ago when he made his England debut. I think it's a bit leg side. End of the fourth, 13 for none.
Single from that over, so we will now 2 overs, none for 3. Sheffield 2 overs, none for 10. So steady start, 13 from 4. Strong England batting lineup. Owen Morgan back in the side. Sheffield. Bit of senior bowler now with the seam. Senior bowler. Performances. Young side. This team, and I think will develop. Just wonder if the World Cup at home, these games at home, has just put the young side under a little bit too much pressure. They do expect a lot. The pressure can be difficult to handle. It's been reflected, I think, a little bit in their performances in this World Cup. Apart from the game against Ireland, they really haven't looked too threatening. Michael Atherton's disappeared. Nasser Hussain has slipped into his chair. Welcome, Nas.
Afternoon, Surian. Start from Bangladesh. Time by Pryor, he'll pick up 2. Well, very straight, and they bowled back of the length, and the England batsmen have been tested because they keep changing conditions. They went back Bangalore, which was a very flat pitch, nice bounce coming onto the bat. They went Chennai, which stuck in the pitch and turned slow, and here a very skiddy low pitch. It really is. We've seen Strauss trying to pull and cut. It's not his shots really on this pitch because it's staying low, and a good pace.
Where'd that go? Straight where second slip would have been. There you go.
Wasted position, leg slip, just watching the game. So England needed that over, going at 5 runs and over now. Strauss double figures, Pryor double figures. Newish stadium here in Chittagong, built in 2004 for the Under-19 World Cup. 10th ODI match played here, the first one under lights. So it'll be interesting to see if the lights come into effect, what sort of movement of the ball there'll be. There'll be dew. Speaking to the two teams, they were worried about dew later on this evening. Cutaway, shouldn't be for. Sheffield does the fielding. 25,000 capacity, but it's nowhere near full yet. Must be large queues trying to get in. Fairly full on that side, but as you pan around from there, no means a sellout yet. Increased security here. I think there's a massive queue waiting or trying to get in.
It's interesting coming back from the airport last night, Nas. It was pitch black. It was very, very active because obviously today a holiday, so a lot of shopping been done and for the weekend. But I suddenly came across this enormous boat that seemed to be next to the road. I thought, where's that come from? And of course, they're a very active port here in Chittagong, and they're moored right up to the side of the road. Big, big boats, and there's a canal through there. Woke me up. Oh, and so did the traffic.
Yeah, I had an interesting journey in with Michael Atherton yesterday. Flew in from India. History of Chittagong.
It's good fun, isn't it?
Yeah, great fun. All about it being a graveyard for boats. They all come here to be dismantled, and there were boats everywhere.
Might do a cheap rate on ex-cricketers as well. So you're going to have time to go out and have a look around, Nas?
Yeah, went out last night for a Chinese meal with Atherton and Lloyd. Lloyd disappeared off early.
Well, thanks for the invite.
Better lengths this over. Just back of a length. Nothing full, nothing floaty. Rubel nearly 3 overs for 5. He needs to finish off here though.
Sweet and sour prawns, good.
He's still going on about my meal.
Well, the fact you invite me.
Should be getting used to that by now.
I would have paid my way, Nas, honest.
Yeah, good over. Good finish, just 2 from it. 27 for none.
It's time for Reliance Trivia Quiz. Just look at the big screen and you will get enlightened. You will know a lot about cricket and facts. This is the question. After some time, we are going to play the answers. Bowling change. Media and cricket. Ball of the action. 9 is lost.
27 for none, England, and there is the Bangladesh team. Change in the attack. First look at spin. The off spin of Naeem Islam.
And comes into the attack. You're a little surprised that they've taken the seamers out. I thought they were doing a good job.
Yeah, they were doing a very decent job. Sheffield 3 overs for 22. He was the weak link out the 2 seamers. His last over went for 12, so maybe the captain said, right, they're just getting used to him, let's change it. England didn't particularly play spin that well at the top of the order against South Africa. Opara and Trott played well, so it'll be a test for these two. Only 2 men out, or both on the leg side. Going to be hard when pace comes off, low bounce.
Well, you've got to be prepared to go aerial, but you pick where you're going to go aerial. It's a secret. Strauss against South Africa picked out one of the 2 men out in the boundary.
Well, I'm wondering if he'll think about it. It's not your favourite shot, Sir Ian, but the reverse sweep. He's got both his men out on the leg side. Strauss not a great hitter down the ground when there's no pace on the ball. There's no man behind square on the offside.
I don't mind under those circumstances. If a shot, if I was Strauss, I'd be thinking about it. Yeah, very much so. Especially with that kind of width. You need to get any kind of bat fine.
Wondering why Strauss left that. No fielder in the deep on the offside. His favourite shot, the cut.
Yeah, or you can go up over extra cover. You've got the options either way. Maybe just having a look.
That's the line with this field.
What you do have to do as a batsman when you bring an off-spinner on in these terms, you've got to put him under a bit of pressure. Don't allow him to just settle into a routine and a rhythm.
There is that cut shot. He doesn't get through. Fielding's good. Crowd awake. Rackable, the fielder there at backward point. Big position for Strauss. He'll cut you off line and length. Good work.
Yeah, Strauss will feel he missed out there. Well, 5 dot balls. Comes in at number 3 for England. Mighty fine player, form of his life, test match, one-day cricket, any cricket. Established himself as England's number 3, that problem position for years, not anymore. Cox in, Pryor's gone. Atta Ali Khan next to me. Good work from the keeper, Rahim.
Fantastic work from the keeper, Mushfiqur Rahim. Good presence of mind, because in the first go he was walking and took the bails out, but he had the presence of mind to take the stumps out of the ground with the ball in the gloves. I think that was fantastic. Area of concern for me was Matt Pryor did not even bother to come back and try to go back into the crease, because he perhaps knew that he was out the first time. But really good work. This is a really good breakthrough for Bangladesh. Important game, not only for Bangladesh, also for England. And it's been decent work so far from the bowlers. It's up to the spinners now.
Slip and a short extra cover. The trot. Got straight away aware, gets a single. Well, Matt Pryor will not be looking at Andy Flower for the next hour or so, maybe the next week or so. Coaches just love awareness in the middle. And Pryor just left his crease, and look at Rahim. Remember the ruling, the law: if you break the stumps and the batsman's in, you then have to take the stump out with the ball. And that's exactly what Rahim's done.
So far what has happened in the middle, it seems that the pitch is just kept a shade low, ball's not coming onto the bat. That's the reason why they've just kept themselves a bit quiet. Innings pushed one down the ground for a single. I think you need to work hard. You just can't come in and play short straight away.
Yeah, it'll be very hard for new batsmen as the innings progresses. I just thought that the ball had gone. You must have thought that the ball had gone behind Rahim. That's what it means. They're under pressure. They need to deliver, Bangladesh, and that's a good start. Stay in your crease. Another wide.
At times when the bowlers do tend to bowl down the leg side, you tend to lose your balance and you just walk off. That's exactly what happened to Matt Pryor.
To be very tight, Bangladesh here, even in a power play. It's not going to be an easy pitch to score quickly on. Stop the single. That's what Ireland have done well in this tournament under Porterfield. They've not let easy singles.
Just have to watch out for that sort of delivery. He does get the ball, come back with the arm.
Slip looks very deep there for me as well. For such a low pitch, it's not going to carry. Got to come up a little bit. Good start. 2 wides, but the wicket. 35 for 1. This will be a real test for these England batsmen. This is a low pitch, very skiddy, especially Strauss, who likes to cut and pull. It's going to be a difficult pitch to manoeuvre spin. They're going to have to use the sweep shot and run well. Strauss and Trott in the middle, Bell, Bopara, Morgan, Collingwood to come, so plenty of batting. That's a better line. 2 men out on the leg side, you've got to bowl straight to Strauss.
Bangladesh have just made the one change, bringing in another off spinner, Mahmudullah Riyad, in place of Mohammad Ashraful. They packed the team with quite a few spinners, and it can be a pretty decent move here, especially the way the pitch has behaved so far.
Well, they've read the pitch well and also worried about the dew later. They didn't want these spinners with a wet ball.
Beautiful volley.
Crowd starting to pour in now. This is a view outside the ground. So much security, so much hassle trying to get in, but they're pouring in now. Searching for the cut shot. Pressure on England again, as throughout the tournament.
This is good cricket, especially from Naeem Islam. Very, very close to that off stump, nearly clipping the bail. He needs to be careful because he's trying to cut the ball which is a lot closer. It's important that you rotate the strike, left hand right hand combination in the middle. Look for those singles and make sure that you keep picking up ones and twos. I mentioned about the distance on the leg side when Jonathan will take strike, longer boundary. So there are ample spaces to work around and pick up singles and twos. There will be few odd deliveries which Bangladeshi bowlers will bowl and they'll take it on and hit them to boundaries. But at the moment, Bangladesh are doing a pretty decent job.
Yeah, just choking England, strangling them with the run rate. Tucked away to one of those men in the deep. Another good over. 37 for 1. Pleasant conditions to play cricket in today.
Time for Reliance quiz trivia. Please look at the big screen and you will find the answers of the previous question.
Very hot it was in Chennai for England's last game, but a little bit cooler here. Bit of cloud cover, a nice breeze. Last 4 overs, 12 for 1 England.
The score is England 37 runs for 1 wicket.
So spinners had an effect. 4 overs, 12 runs, 1 wicket. Razak 1 for 4. Naeem 2 overs for 6. play with his bat here, because it's so low. LBW is a massive thing. It's not going to be going over. Even that 2.5 metre rule, it's not going to be going over.
Yes, they just need to be careful. You mentioned about that as a batsman here, you would like to use a bat more often than not. And also the ball just coming back in to the right-hander from Abdul Razak. And this has been a good start for this from the spinners. They look to score runs, and that's how you create the pressure. I think Bangladesh captain and the fielders would be realizing that even if you don't pick up wickets, if you bowl dot deliveries, you will create pressure. And that's exactly what has happened in this game so far. And you need to stay calm. Yes, you bowl well, only the 10th over, still a long way to go. As long as you stay calm and addresses the situation, you will succeed. Five dot deliveries. Really good over. Because they've lost Matt Pryor. He was the one who would have taken the spinners on and hit over the top. But since they've lost one wicket, they just want to make sure they don't lose another one here.
It'll be a maiden. Very good from Razak. 37 for 1. Bangladesh need to win this game, otherwise their competition ends. England will be desperate to win this game, relieve the pressure. Let's have a look at the Group B table, the group of death. Now that Ireland have played so well in it, they've only got 2 points, Ireland, but they're going okay against the West Indies today. Bangladesh need to win. England desperate from another 2 points from their last 2 matches. No surprise, Bangladesh after 10 overs immediately taking the bowling power play. The last 5 overs, 12 runs on the wicket. So they've got England exactly where they want them. England need to be busy. They don't have to play the massive shot, they just need to be busy. Nudge and nurdle. The odd big shot in your area, your zone. 3 men out and out now.
Yeah, you've got to be patient as a batsman. Wait on to the few loose deliveries and obviously work on the gaps. That's important. As a player, score more runs in the gaps if you find the gaps on a regular basis. If you keep on hitting straight back to the fielder, you will find yourself in a bit of a pressure.
Well, 2 good left-handers I played with, Graham Thorpe and Neil Fairbrother, would have been ideal for this sort of situation, hitting the gaps and running very well, nudging and nurdling. But you do need the big shot as well. Remember, you are in a power play. Surprising, at the moment the extra fielder goes out, England can find singles. Just makes the bowler bowl a different line. Because the man's gone out on the boundary for Strauss, he feels he can bowl a little bit more outside off stump. But obviously Strauss likes it out there. Not easy following England in this tournament, the ups and downs of the World Cup. Ian Bell comes in at number 4. England 39 for 2. Nearly 11 overs gone. They've got a good player of spin coming in, they need one.
Yes, he's looked really good. If you're a youngster, watch him closely, how to bat.
tossed up. They're all over England here, the spinners. Siddiqui was practicing his slip catching just before this ball, and this was a good snare. Really was. Went quickly. Always looks easy on replay, but that went quick. Good hands. So the two Warwickshire boys need to rebuild again. Two good players, a spin, not an easy pitch. England have to post a score. Bangladesh's batting has been woeful in this tournament. They need to get a score.
Yes, the Bangladeshi batsmen have been quite disappointing, apart from the first game when they scored 283 against India, which was on a really flat track. It's difficult for English batsmen, but mind you, it will be difficult for Bangladesh as well when they come on to bat.
Griven doesn't find the gap, so another successful over. 40 for 2.
Very good over from Naeem Islam. 3 overs, 1 for 9. He's been spot on. Discussing the catch. Was taken by Junaid. For 2. Strauss and Pryor back in the pavilion, and I'm being joined by David Lloyd.
You'll be pleased, Attar. Decent pitch. It's not a quick pitch by any stretch. So England have got a lot of work to do here. 40 for 2 after 11. Anxious time again. Razak with a little bit of flight and spin.
That's a pretty good picture for especially the slow bowlers. Just held it back and a little bit of turn. He was out of his crease. Good work once again from Junaid Siddiqui at slip. This is sort of a pitch where you need to grind it out. You need to spend more time, get used to the pace of the pitch, and try to bat longer.
Great reaction from the crowd. The team that has to win, Bangladesh. They've been disappointing in the tournament, winning the toss and bowling first here. Game on. It really is an examination of England, will this? I think what we've seen so far from England is confusion. I'm not really sure whether to go hard in the power plays. The result is that they've lost 2 wickets. Slip's a good position, really good position. That just hasn't bounced.
I like the way Abdul Razak is bowling. He's really cut down on his pace. He does bowl tend to wait a bit quicker, but look at that, did not even get up. So the more slow you bowl, you will trouble the batsman.
Well, the other thing about that flight and slow bowling, really slow bowling, is a challenge to England, because England, from what I see, recent past, will not use the feet. They won't come down the pitch, they'll stay from the crease, look to play little fancy sweeps and reverse sweeps. Excellent bowling, 40 for 2.
It's the second maiden over from Abdul Razak. Excellent figure so far from him.
Just looking at Razak's figures, 3 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 4. Previously against India, 9 overs, none for 74. So Razak against India, 9 overs, none for 74. Against Ireland, 8 overs, 1 for 30. Talk about it in these situations from a batting side is partnership. Partnerships together. And the other thing for England, the away team, keep the crowd quiet if they can. Well, you'd think that there shouldn't be a single there. That's an easy single for England, and they've just jogged through. I just watch for run-outs as well with these two.
They're certainly putting quite a lot of pressure on both these batsmen. He's bowled well. I know he's picked up a wicket, but the lines that he has bowled has been really good on stump as the batsmen come onto the front foot. Not giving too much room on either side of the pitch. He's not going down the leg side. Most often than not, he's bowled stump to stump, and that is really good cricket. Good thinking from the bowler.
I mentioned there's a real reluctance for England to use their feet and play positively and make the bowler change his length. And they will, from what I've seen in the recent past, England will stay in the crease. You can bowl it as slowly as you like. Staggering, really.
Well, if they keep on bowling the dot deliveries, they will create pressure, and you've got to break the pressure. You can't just continue to bat the way they have batted so far. And it will not be a bad idea. You mentioned they will not use the feet, but it will not be a bad idea to go down the pitch and try to hit at long on or long off.
Another excellent over, 43 for 2. The other thing to consider on this pitch is that two spinners bowling, they're not spinning the ball, it's just flight and slow bowling. England may have other ideas. They could be saying that we just think we need 250. If we get 250, we should be able to defend that. So 4 bowlers used by Bangladesh, the 2 spinners doing an excellent job, Naeem and Razak. So tactically, England, no interest in the power play overs, the first 10 overs, and this next bowling power play of 5 overs. England not looking to push at all, just looking to consolidate. 2 wickets down.
It just seems to me that they're in a defensive mode. The mindset is that you don't want to lose wicket, but at the same time you need to look for runs. Fine, you're not going to hit boundaries, but look for gaps. Another dot delivery by Andrew Shaws.
Pushed through for a single from a misfield. Very interesting to see how many dot balls in this first 14 overs that England have patted back. I just feel, having watched that first hour of play, I saw this first hour, is that there's confusion. How should we play? Shall we go hard? They've certainly not knocked it around, and there's 56 dot balls in these first 14 overs. The test of captaincy as well for Shakib Al Hasan is to keep his slip in there, keep him in there. Pressure fielder of slip. Just 4 fours for England. 44 for 2. 4 overs of this power play, England have scored a grand total of 7. Not spun a ball yet. Well, we're into bungalows for England. Low rise. Naeem to continue into his 5th over.
He just keep hitting straight to the fielder. Naeem Islam will be enjoying this.
Easy shot, such an easy shot. Just a little shimmy down the pitch and push it down to mid on. You get a single, rotate the strike. Naeem Islam, I'll give you his figures against India. It's what you test them against the big sides. Do they allow him to bowl? Not a bit of it. 7 overs, none for 54. Razak would mention against India, 9 overs, none for 74.
You mentioned about the figures, the way they bowled and gave so many runs in the previous game, especially against India. Mind you, they played on a lot better pitch. I thought that was really good for batting. It was a tough task for the Bangladeshi bowler to keep the Indian batsman quiet.
And so England just dealing in singles, pushing the ball around. It's a quiet period of the game. I thought there's nothing wrong with this pitch. Me and you could bat on here now.
Certainly would love to use our feet down to the spinners. Play with the spin for the off spinner. Played along the ground on the onside.
The big debate here is England allowing these 2 spinners to bowl. It's not turning square, it's not turning and bouncing, it's just slow bowling. .47 for 2. 10 runs off that power play then. Anything but power play from England. 47 for 2 after 15. Look at that run rate, 3.13. Just in this period then, Bangladesh are on top of the game. They're controlling the game. They're taking a couple of wickets. England's run rate is just 3.13. Razak will continue. 4 overs. Look at these figures. 4 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 5. Shamin Chowdhury joins me. Excellent little period this for Bangladesh.
Yes, indeed, David, because I think all credit to the players. This is the port city of Chittagong that we are in. Very busy port on the river Konafuli, which leads out to the Pathenga beach. As you can see, a lot of loading and unloading at the docks. Also, Chittagong, home for one of the biggest ship-breaking yards in the world.
Well, when we came from the airport yesterday, we passed that area. It looked really busy. A lot of industry going on, a lot of people working.
And not too many cars. It's mainly trucks which don't really allow the cars to go through, getting bogged down like England are at the moment. Bumble.
Well, we've seen it before against spinners.
Yeah, when an opportunity like that arises, you see the mindset they're in at the moment. You really can't free your arms, no full flowing shots, even if there's a loose delivery on offer. So Ian Bill struggling a bit. 3 of 19 balls he's faced so far.
Of course, there's a long way to go in an innings. We're just into the 16th over, but I've not seen a ball spin. That's why I sound a touch frustrated. And you look at the Trot 9 from 24 deliveries, Bell 4 from 20. There's not a lot happening from the bowler.
I think the bowlers can take credit from the fact, just at the end of the 16th over, it's 49 for 2. Well, Abdur Razak has bowled tidily, 5 overs, 2 maidens, 7 runs and 1 wicket, and I think the Bangladeshi bowlers can take a lot of credit out of the fact that there isn't too much of turn, as you mentioned, but still managing to keep it a tight rein on the English batsman. Cheer. Softest of dismissals. England 53 for 3, and that is the drinks interval.
.53 for 3 after 16.4 overs. Let's have a look at a magic moment. Let's go back a bit. 2007 at the Kensington Oval. Shakib Al Hasan, 57 for Bangladesh. Played brilliantly well. England won the game by 4 wickets. Bangladesh were all out for 143, batting first, but he played well. World Cup magic moment there. Shakib Al Hasan at Kensington Oval, 2007. England winning by 4 wickets. Cheeky little 30 from Michael Vaughan. Andrew Flintoff, 23. Those were the days. Owen Morgan back into England's team with a job to do. Plenty of overs. Into the 17th over, some woeful batting by England. Unbelievable stuff, 53 for 3.
Mahmudullah getting the breakthrough. That is the wicket. The very soft dismissal of Ian Bell. I haven't seen anything like that for a long time.
17 overs, 54 for 3.
It's time for Reliance Vehicles again, and people who want to know the answer, you can look at the big screen, the answers are there.
Not a very good scorecard for England. Bangladesh captain Shakib Al Hasan winning the toss and decided to put England in. They've lost 3 wickets so far for 54 for 3. Bapara, Collingwood and Bresnan to follow, going to have their work cut out. As I'm joined by Michael Atherton. Others not the best of position for England at the moment.
No, you could say that. There's a long way to go though. Plenty of overs left for England to get at least a competitive total. It looks unlikely they're going to get a huge total given this start, but all they've got to do is get a winning total. And given the way that Bangladesh have batted so far in that tournament, England may feel that that's not necessarily a huge score. England certainly haven't played well, but I don't think these conditions are very easy to bat in. They're very slow. Ian Bell just getting one that held up a fraction on the surface, and that's why he played too early and offered an easy catch, but there's very little bounce. Listen to the commentators talking about hitting over the top, but I just don't think it's that easy to come waltzing down and smack it over the top, because there's very little bounce. I think the groundsman has done a good job of producing a pitch which is perfect for Bangladesh. They've got 4 spinners as opposed to England's 1, and you can well see a situation here where England have got best part of 40 overs of spin to face.
Come on lads, come on now boys! 4 and 5 here lads, big pressure boys!
Trott just taking his time, just making Razak wait. It's been very impressive from Abdur Razak, who is the highest wicket taker for Bangladesh in one-day internationals. He's bowled with a lot of heart today into his 6th over. He's brought out a lot of defensive shots from the English batsmen, and I think that goes to show that despite the fact that there isn't too much of a turn or purchase out of this wicket, they've bowled exceedingly well.
And that is another good over, just a single from it, 55 for 3. Yeah, it was noticeable right from the start actually when the seamers bowled that Bangladesh were switched on. Very few bad deliveries from the seamers. They set a good tone at the top of the innings with the new ball. And that work has been backed up well by the spinners so far. Sheffield was expensive, but he didn't bowl that badly. Rubal Hussain right on the money, 3 overs for 5. And each of the spinners has picked up a wicket. Naeem Razak and Mahmudullah, the wicket takers. There's still Shakib Al Hasan to come as well, so that's the 4th Bangladeshi spinner in this lineup. As Morgan shows first signs of an England batsman wanting to use his feet.
Morgan's had a good time with the bat against Bangladesh in particular, and his inclusion will give a lot of boost to the England team, having lost Stuart Broad and Kevin Peterson. But Morgan fancies himself. He has done well previously in Bangladesh.
He scored that match-winning 100, didn't he, in Dhaka in the one-day international last year. England would have lost that game but for Owen Morgan. But he's not had much practice since he went home from Australia. He had no practice until he got here to Bangladesh, so he might be a little bit less his best when fresh. Show you the wicket.
Placement's excellent. But again, prepared to use his feet. There you go. Dance turns what would have been perhaps a Yorker into a low full toss. Gets 4 runs for his efforts.
.41 from 47 when everyone else has struggled on this pitch. Owen Morgan hasn't. .123 for 3. Morgan running off. It looks like he might want a toilet break, or no, it might be a glove. Be quick. That's what Harper said. Be quick.
Thank you.
Projected score goes above 200 for the first time. That's the key with a partnership, 70 from 80 deliveries. Often in team meetings they'll talk about partnerships in one-day cricket, keep the momentum going. Shafiul Islam back into the attack from the press box end. Ali Khan comes in free, and both of them. England have played well at her, but anything Bangladesh could have done in this partnership?
Well, I think they tried that best. Something of note was the approach by Owen Morgan, the way he came and batted very positive, looking for runs, and I think that really created some sort of pressure back onto the bowlers. Otherwise, it was the bowlers on top of the batsmen all the time. And obviously, Jonathan Trott, tremendous form in both forms of the cricket.
Is that something, I'm not being harsh here, but is that something generally you could say about Bangladesh cricket? When it's going their way and no one's trying to seize the initiative in the opposition, they're okay. But the moment things start going a little bit pear-shaped, they succumb to pressure?
Well, I would not exactly say that, but it has happened in the past. Yes, they have the game in control, and all of a sudden it just moves away from them. Perhaps the only thing which Shakib Al Hasan could have done and come back after this is probably when Owen Morgan came into bat, I thought maybe he could have had another close-in fielder, perhaps a catch, someone in the catching to create extra pressure, because two new batsmen in the crease, the ball not coming off onto the bat that quickly, it was slow and low. Probably could have persuaded him to hit some shots in the air, probably a little bit more chance, but then again he batted really well. Yes, you make a very valid point of things moving away while in control. Perhaps something that they need to work on next time they come on. And all of a sudden, look at the partnership. 72 of 84, 39 to Trot. Owen Morgan looking really good, 42 of just 49 deliveries, just when things were looking good for Bangladesh.
Yeah, I just think every side needs really tough cricketers, street fighters. There's ability, definitely ability in this Bangladesh side. We've seen that in the last 4, 5, 6 years. But I'd like to see a little bit more feistiness, a little bit more fighting. Who are the lads that are going to come back at England now? Always under immense pressure here, playing in this World Cup at home. That adds to the issues, but they just need to get a bit more steel to their cricket at times.
I think they're missing Mashrafi Murtaza big time. He plays a very, very big role. Former captain, likes to pick up wickets with the new ball, can bat in the batting power play, and eager to do well in the middle. That is the missing link for them.
Down the ground, not a catch. Crowd thought so, but he whacked it into the ground. Decent over, 126 for 3.
Relive Stevia quiz time. For the questions, please look at the board.
It's pretty much played like Trot does, just nudged and nurdled, just one. England will be aiming at over 240. They've got a batting power play to come. It won't be an easy pitch to slog at the end, but they've recovered well. At one stage they were 53 for 3. Partnership of 73 and 86 deliveries. It's meant that the captain's had to bring himself back on. That's that reverse sweep. He doesn't try and hit it too hard. Haven't seen one from Morgan yet. That's one to look out for. Morgan might trake it on as well.
They're both now looking really comfortable. Jonathan Trott still trying to play the reverse. And the more you bat on these surfaces, the pitch, you will get comfortable. I think that's exactly the role Trott has played so far in this game.
There it comes.
You asked for it. Went straight to the fielder. Busy cricketer.
He is. There are two men out there. Bangladesh know all about Morgan. There's a man on the reverse sweep. There's no one over extra, so he might try and go over extra cover. See, that's what the reverse sweep does. It enables him to get 2 there, because that man's had to go behind square. And if a player can sweep and reverse sweep, the captain's always one fielder short.
And also forces the bowler to change his line and length, which will give more option to the batsman.
Look how fine behind square that man is on the boundary.
This is good batting, clever batting. Partnership looking good, really good. Mentioned that they were down at one stage 53 for 3, but since then, especially man on screen, Owen Morgan, looking really good.
Nicely timed, short again. Shakib hasn't quite got it right so far today.
Yeah, there's not a lot of turn. We talk about the slow nature of the pitch, but if you can just look at the spinners, how they have bowled, they bowl a pretty much a straight stump to stump line. On occasions they have bowler quite short. Stadium looking full.
Very difficult to tell an edge on review, but Shakib immediately thought there was an edge. He says bat. We shall see. Very difficult on review to find the edge. The umpire is allowed to use all types of dismissal. Did he catch the ball? Did the keeper actually catch the ball? Keeper's dropped the ball, so it's got to be for LBW. So now they will check, and so it stays with the on-field umpire. Everything was happening there.
It's over, guys. It's over.
Just for a moment I thought that Mushfiqur Rahim did collect, took the catch, if that was in his mind, but he's not happy. Not happy at all. They've done with the reviews. They've taken two, and both have gone the other way. Not a bad shout if you just look at the replay, but the ball not hitting flush on.
Well, if you're confused at home, why isn't given out? If the on-field umpire says not out, it has to be hitting the stumps clean on. That, according to Hawkeye, is just hitting off stump on the edge. Was the difference.
And now they've got to get over it. It's important that they stay in a good positive frame of mind, especially Shakib and his men. Shakib Islam in the last game when he played against Ireland, we saw him bowling the reverse, getting 4 wickets in the end. So he is more than capable of getting some reverse, especially on these kind of surfaces. He'll be very, very disappointed. He's not happy at all. When you get two batsmen in the middle and they started to pick up runs in regular pace, you just seem to see the nature of the pitch. The ball round coming onto the bat nicely, and it goes onto the front foot. Nice follow through, straight back. And you wonder what really happened early on, because as the day progresses, you would find the pitch getting better and better.
Could be tight with a hit. Trot gets home.
Shy of the stumps from Shakib Al Hasan. Slow delivery. Played it softly. Good understanding in the middle. It was okay. Quite comfortable.
Took too long to throw it. Took the extra 2 yards, by which time Trot taken an extra 3 yards. Got to release the ball quickly.
He was used in 3 spells in that game that I was talking about. Shakib Islam against Ireland. That's what he did against Ireland. The big one, 7 run, hitting that straight to shoulder the sugar. And then a bit of a reverse, playing all over. Hitting on the pads in front of the pitch. And then that one chipped over, which is all over. Bangladesh winning a nail-biting finish.
Well, he's got it all, hasn't he? We've already seen in those 4 wickets, he's got a slower ball, he's got a Yorker, he's got reverse swing. He's tried the Yorker here against Morgan, full and straight. Can he deliver? Bangladesh desperate for a wicket.
Well, it's been a pretty decent over. If you look at what he has done so far in the tournament, 1 for 69 of 7 versus India on a beautiful batting pitch. 4 for 21. Outstanding performance. Nothing much to write home about against the game against West Indies.
Good over, 134 for 3.
Reliance to be accurate time again. Please look at the big screen for your answer.
A very good partnership between Jonathan Trott and Owen Morgan. 1 and 44, they were 46. Highest so far 4-wicket partnership for England in the Cricket World Cup. 115 between Mike Gatting and Alan Lamb. Oval 1983. Both these batsmen will be keeping a close eye on that record, as I'm being joined by David Lloyd.
Yes, Qatar, England have recovered somewhat. Precarious at 3 for 53. But once again, Mr. Consistent, Jonathan Trott, 44 from 69, just 1-4. No sixes for England, 12 fours in 135 for 3. Owen Morgan has slipped straight back into the team, 46 from 56 with 7 fours. So Morgan's at 7 of the 12 fours. Tipped into the leg side. Played that, didn't hit it too hard, just lobbed it into the outfield.
Yeah, knowing there was a fielder there, so just chipped it nicely and making sure that he'll pick up a single.
.83 from 102 deliveries, this partnership, and it was needed by England. I thought they were awful first 15 overs of the game.
They looked good the moment Owen Morgan now walked into the crease. Played some really good shots. Saw him using his feet, going over the top. Clever batting in early stages and just took the pressure off from the England team.
Sloppy fielding, which will bring England a couple. End of the 34th over, it's 139 for 3. So what do you think Bangladesh will be comfortable with? What will they want to chase?
230 on a pitch like this. You don't want to chase a big total.
If England carry on at this rate, just over 200, if they keep wickets intact, they should go at least 6 and over. We've just had the mandatory ball change, so you can see this cricket ball is pristine, it's in good condition, it's got a good colour and decent shape. I expect it to be a little bit harder. England still have this batting power play, tend to take it late on in the innings. Okay, that keeps low. The other thing to consider, Attar, is that with the lights on and evening time, there may be a little bit of dew. Will the ball skid on this pitch and make it easier for batting?
You just have to wait and see if that happens. But if there is dew, the ball will skid on. And that should make batting a little bit easier. It has been a difficult one, especially the top 3 batsmen really struggling. But if you look at these 2 batsmen, Jonathan Trott and Owen Morgan, things have looked good. He had a slip in for Jonathan Trott, not for Owen Morgan.
Play and a miss, just a full-length delivery. Sensible innings this from Morgan. You just feel that he's got a lot more to come. Just keep this partnership going. I don't think this is 300, nothing like a 300 pitch. I think England will be very happy with 250. 174 for 4.
Time for Reliance Cricket Quiz. The question is on the big screen. Spot it.
Taking another wicket, making England a little bit more on the back foot. 174 for 4. Those are the batting power play summaries. Gives you an indication. And here, that's what we're talking about. They've taken the batting power play as David Lloyd goes off for another rickshaw ride, and I'm joined by Michael Atherton.
Yeah, it was a bad time to lose Owen Morgan. I'm sure England would love to have Owen Morgan at the crease now, in and set with a half-century to his name, and hitting the ball so sweetly over the top, but he's not there. So responsibility now on Trott and Bopara to push things along. David Lloyd made the point that England have lost wickets in batting power plays in the tournament so far. We'll hope history doesn't repeat itself. Bangladesh's fielding has been sharp today. Very, very good catch to get rid of Owen Morgan. Where are the men out? Long off, long on, and deep square. The field set by and large deep and straight.
It's a point of time in the day when the sun has just set and the floodlights not quite taking full effect. It's a period when the batsmen maybe have a little bit of a problem adjusting to the light. See the 4 big floodlights that have been put up here at the Zahir Ahmad Chaudhry Stadium in Chittagong. Now with the batting power play on, of course, the onus will be on the batsmen to make a move on. And in the process, are they prepared to take risks? And if they do, what is going to come off? Because the wicket hasn't had much of gremlin in the wicket as such. There might be a little bit of turn. It's easy enough to just push and nudge, put the balls in the gaps and help yourself to a few runs. But what they may be looking for, Michael, are big hits over the boundary or to the boundary.
Well, that may be one of the reasons why they've lost wickets in the past, and they might just tone down their expectations of the batting power play. As Bopara wanders around his crease trying to put off Shakib to no effect.
Yeah, he's just stepping back, trying to upset the rhythm of Shakib Al Hasan. Shakib equal to task, just kept it on line, and he had to recover quickly, did Bopara.
Trouble surely. Wasn't a very good throw again, having said how well Bangladesh have fielded, and they have done. A couple of occasions they've had chances to run Jonathan Trott out had the throw has been a little better.
Well, Shakib Al Hasan just tried that. Maybe a direct throw would have got him, but by the time Mushfiqur Rahim collected that ball and get the bails off, you're safe. And that should be not out decision. The out always comes out first, and then the not confuses some of us. Shakib Al Hasan there, not getting a direct throw.
It wasn't direct and it wasn't flat. 178 for 4. The first of the batting power play overs yields 4 singles to England. Jonathan Trott having an excellent World Cup. Just 10 runs behind his captain in the leading run scorers chart. So spin still, Razak, the left arm spinner, who's got excellent figures of 1 for 18 from 8 so far.
Bopara is going to need to do a little more than that at the moment. I think Jonathan Trott you'd depend on to really hold one end up. He's played a very sensible knock so far. 66 on the slow side of 94 deliveries with just 2 boundaries, but his innings has been crucial to keep this innings together for England. Strike rate of 70.2. He wants to stay there till the end for England's sake. That's good work again from the Bangladeshi bowlers. Abdul Razak in his 9th over, given away only 19 runs, has kept it very tight.
Razak bowling a little quicker, a bit flatter. Frustration for Trott. 3 dot balls now at a time when England want to push on.
This is where the pressure is going to build on Trott and Bopara not getting the runs required.
Fieldsman is very deep, and that allows Trott to scamper through.
They are forced to take those risks now. The English batsmen, I think they might chance their arms and go for a big shot. That's what Razak will be looking at, and try to outsmart them by some flighted delivery, tempt them. Look at the cluster, the beehive of Razak's bowling in either side of the wicket, but the height has been pretty consistent off the wicket.
Just how far down the leg side the wicket ball was to Matt Pryor. Very good over for Razak. 3 singles from it, 181 per 4.
But the English batsmen still not prepared to really go after the bowling. They're running out of overs. The batting power play in effect. But that thought might be playing on the back of their minds, that they'll keep on losing wickets when they go for the big shots.
Depends really what kind of target they've set themselves. They're aware how fragile the Bangladesh batting is. And they feel that something around about the 220, 230 mark on a very slow, low pitch is very defendable. If you don't give yourself much margin, then it only takes 1 innings from a Tamim and you're up against it. So people will want to push on. They're not able to push on at the moment. Just evidence there of the very low bounce. It's not made it easy for any England batsman. Only really Owen Morgan has made things look simple. Where is that? Beautiful ball. Saw Bopara coming. Got a cracking match to bring you tomorrow, of course. The big match, and it is a big match between India and South Africa. From this group, of course, Group B, and that's coming from Nagpur. We've been there before in this tournament.
England in danger of getting bowled out. Shazad playing the big shot, and he's lost his middle stump.
You should hear the noise in this. Shazad has to go. He's gone for one. England losing the plot, 217 for 9.
England's number 11 arrives at the crease with 11 deliveries to go. The word from Collingwood, it's keeping low, it's skidding, get me on strike. Collingwood left batting with the tail, coming in at number 8, Paul Collingwood. He's only faced 9 deliveries. And now he sees a number 11 at the other end. Bangladesh have to attack, get in tight, keep Anderson on strike. No singles. May even get a slip in.
Well, I was thinking just that. Look at the wicket. Check ball straight. Just wondered if Shazad's job really was to take a single here. Anyway, he's gone for the big shot. And England are 9 down.
Absolutely, his job was to get Collingwood on strike. I can't understand what Collingwood's doing in the side if he's batting down at number 8 and just facing 9 deliveries just to bowl a few cutters. Should be a wide, is a wide.
Yeah, a little strange, isn't it, leaving Yardy out?
Well, right now, having seen this pitch, the way it's skidding on and his low arm skidding it under the batsman, they'd like to have Yardy in the side. I think Collingwood will bowl well. They'll have to now. Can't get on strike at the moment. He's watching at the other end.
I think it knocked us all over a little bit. Surprised, didn't it, when Collingwood was announced in the side, Yardy not.
Well, the rumours going around that England were going to play 3 spinners. That was the rumour yesterday. I don't know where it came from, but they've gone down to 1 spinner.
Treadwell.
Anderson's forgotten his bat at the moment. Not easy though. The lights don't look that great, and it's a very old ball. It's reversing across him. The bowler trying to do a batsman's job.
It makes you wonder if that's an advantage to England. Just a hint of reverse, that's all. I reckon it's pretty much odds-on certainty there'll be a single this ball.
Bangladesh would not want to leave it to Collingwood in the last over. He could do some damage in that last over. He might not, but don't risk it. Get Anderson now. It's a very good delivery. So Collingwood 1 delivery of this over left. Again, stay tight, keep Collingwood off strike for the last over. Back up Jimmy Anderson.
In the blocks, ready to go.
Might even go to the keeper here. Collingwood said be ready.
Well, he should do. And he should make it if he goes, as long as there's no hesitation.
Well, the other thing is that at the moment there's a discussion, but everyone on the leg side's out, so should be an easy single anyway. Might gamble and bring mid-wicket up, but fine leg comes up. I think Collingwood's just thinking single leg side. Through to the keeper, they don't get a run. Half an appeal from Bangladesh. Into the over, 2:19 for 9.
You're saying how is that, but I think over's been called, isn't it? Oh, hang on. If over's called, isn't that dead ball?
Well, I think they're just checking it. Checking whether it was a bump ball or not. It's an umpire's review, this, not a review by Bangladesh. They've got no reviews left.
Well, it's interesting because the Bangladeshi players asked for the review. That's what I don't quite understand here. They've used their reviews, regardless of the decision. That's neither here nor there. It's the interpretation of the rules. Yes, it's hit the ground anyway. My point is, the umpires are called over and walking away. There's no way that's out. Can't give that.
Well, the right decision will be made, should be made. No idea what they're doing in the middle. Will be given not out eventually.
Well, I'd like to see the whole process then, Nas, because I think that's wrong. Because the umpires were walking off to their positions. So I would like a question I've got to ask is, do you get 3 reviews now?
Well, finally, after a lot of messing around, the right decision's made. Not out, 1 over to go, and Anderson on strike. Shakib Al Hasan with the last over. Can he make it a good one? Can he get Anderson? Anderson does his job. Now can Paul Collingwood just give England some momentum in these 5 deliveries?
To that decision. There they are, the umpires. The fielders are asking and putting their hand up. The umpires made a decision and moved off. So you can't, I'm sorry, you've had your referrals, you've wasted them.
Can Anderson get back for 2? He's rushing, he's quick. Is he quick enough? Yes.
Keeper's not happy.
Wrong end, wasn't it? Because nowadays the non-striker just runs with the bowler.
Absolutely.
You watch Jimmy Anderson here. The bowler runs in, Anderson's off. So you could argue throw at Collingwood's end. Anderson goes. He wants 2 again. Will it be Collingwood's end? Yes.
Well, he got it to the right end, or where the keeper wanted it, but I'm pretty sure Collingwood's home. No celebrations from Bangladesh, which is a clue.
Well, the problem with throwing at Collingwood's end is that the ball has further to travel. He's home. The decision, so England dealing in 2s. Maybe the men in the deep just come in a few yards closer. 2 very fit, quick young men in the middle. Youngish in Collingwood's case.
Very young.
Very fit. Tell you, these 2 broad, most of the England side, very, very fit indeed. It was a very slow start from England. Strauss 18, Pryor 15, Bell 5. Very useful combination between Trott and Morgan. Brilliant partnership, and then wickets fell throughout that innings. 225 all out. Wickets all the way down. Shafil 1, Rubel 1, Naeem 2, Razak 2, Mamadullah 1 and Shakib 2. So very good from Bangladesh. One star batsman though for England. It was Owen Morgan, and he's with David Lloyd.
Yeah, Owen Morgan's with me, 63 from 72 deliveries. Glad to be back, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Great to be back and involved in the setup, yeah.
And 53 for 3, it needed a partnership. You got that with yourself and Jonathan Trott, 109.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Trotty's great to bat with, and certainly his experience paid off there. And I mean, he's been in great form recently, so it was nice and easy to bat with.
Tell us about conditions out there, because it doesn't look easy.
Yeah, the wicket's very dry and conducive to spin, obviously, and the seamers are keeping a bit low. So I think we've got a defendable score, but we would have liked some more.
Do you think the dew's any sort of factor here? You have fielded under lights last night.
Yeah, it does. The dew does come into it, but hopefully it won't come into it tonight, and it'll stay a bit dry.
Do you see this as a must-win game, because you've really got a game on your hands now?
Yeah, I think every game is a must-win game, tonight particularly. But I mean, I certainly believe that we have the bowlers, and with our fielding unit, we can put enough pressure on the guys to take the win.
Owen, thanks for joining us. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Owen Morgan played beautifully. The equation, though, is a very interesting one. Can Bangladesh chase down 225? They need 226 to win. It's going to be an enthralling second part to this innings. Join us. Oh.